Okay, so I want to start by talking about graduation requirements and sort of like a timeline. So essentially, the graduation requirements, in addition to the classes that the students have to pass, they also have the civics assessment, the backpack defense, the ILP, and the senior transition survey. And if all of my students that are on here, you should know exactly what I'm talking about when I talk about all of those requirements. If you don't, then we have a problem, because I think you all are all pretty aware, because we've been talking about it all year long. But if for some reason you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can get a hold of me after the meeting. But all of that has to be completed, as well as if you are completing any credit recovery. So if you failed a class and are having to make that up, like on Edmentum or eSchool, all of that must be completed by the 21st of May in order to walk in graduation. So again, all graduation requirements must be completed by May the 21st, that's a Friday, in order to walk in graduation. Civics assessment, backpack defense, ILP, senior transition survey, passing all of your classes that are required for graduation, and any credit recovery if that applies to you. I've had a lot of questions lately about my teacher is posting that stuff is due after the 21st. So how's that going to happen? If you, some of you may be in classes with students other than just seniors, so the teachers may be giving assignments to those other students that are due after the 21st, but all expectations for seniors are to be completed by the 21st. So essentially, your last real day of school is going to be May the 21st. Everything after that, we're going to talk about that next week here in just a minute, but that's going to be like essentially your last day of school. I just quickly want to talk about what happens if you do not meet those requirements by the 21st. So if you do not meet those requirements by the 21st, you cannot walk in graduation. However, if you do complete the requirements by the 27th of May, then you're still a graduate with your class and you still receive a diploma. You just cannot participate in the graduation ceremony. Now, if you do not complete your requirements by the 27th, but you do complete them by June the 30th, then you're what's considered a summer graduate. You're still a graduate of the class of 2021 and you'll still receive a 2021 diploma. But again, you can't walk in the graduation ceremony. If you have not completed all your graduation requirements by June the 30th, then you would not be a graduate of the class of 2021 and you would need to return to school in August. So just kind of wanted to go through that timeline of graduation requirements and kind of what to expect with that. Just so you guys know, all of this information will be sent out at later in the week, so you'll be able to review everything we talked about. So that's all I have about graduation requirements and kind of that timeline. So now I'm going to talk to you about the cap and gown orders. So if you placed a cap and gown order prior to May 2nd, all of those are going to come to Central, and you will get those during cap and gown pickup, which we're going to give all the details about cap and gown pickup here in just a minute. But if you ordered before May 2nd, then you will get your cap and gown during cap and gown pickup at Central. If you ordered your cap and gown on or after May the 3rd, then Balfour was not for sure if they would arrive in time. And so you may have to pick up your cap and gown at Balfour. We have a list. Balfour's provided us with a list of students in that category. So we will let you know if you have to pick up your cap and gown at Balfour, we will let you know. If you do not hear from us that you have to pick up your cap and gown at Balfour, then you can assume that it will be at Central. Cap and gown orders that were placed after May 5th will not arrive in time for graduation. So really the deadline was the end of April, but they kept the order form open for a few days, but they have said that any orders placed after May 5th are not going to arrive before graduation. So that is the deal on cap and gown orders. So now I'm going to ask, is Mr. Founder here, Ms. Beaumont? He is, okay. I'm going to ask Mr. Founder to take over, and he's going to be talking about returning Chromebooks.
Okay, just real quick, if you're a senior and you got a Chromebook either last year as a junior and had it through the summer, you got one at the beginning of this year, we will collect those on the day you're coming to get your cap and gown. So we'll let you keep them through the 21st. Remember, you have, if you got a Chromebook, it is issued to you and that serial number is tracked. So you just need to turn it in. If it is broke for any reason, you can't find the charger, that's not important. The biggest thing is we want to get them all in so the district is not holding your diploma, waiting on their Chromebook. So on the day that you get cap and gown, just bring your Chromebook and we'll either we'll have a list, myself, Ms. Poor or Ms. Beaumont, and we'll check you off, in which will help you be able to get your diploma, because that's the biggest thing. The other thing real quick, and I'm sorry, this is off script real quick, yearbooks should be in by hopefully this cap and gown time. If they are, Mr. Green was gracious enough to purchase every senior yearbook. So if they are in by that time, you will get a yearbook. If not, we will pass them out at graduation. That's it. There was a question, could you turn in the ROTC uniform? Yes, if you have an ROTC uniform, that's going to be the time to turn all of that stuff in. Because if you don't turn in your ROTC uniform or your band instrument or anything like that, we will hold your diploma. Thanks, Ms. Ford. Thanks, Ms. Beaumont.
Thank you, Mr. Founder. So like Mr. Founder said, we are going to be distributing caps and gowns, hopefully yearbooks, and graduation tickets. Every student is going to receive 6 guest tickets. So cap and gown distribution, hopefully yearbook and graduation tickets will all be at the same time. And we're going to go over those dates and the specifics of that. If you have not completed those graduation requirements and you're not eligible to walk in graduation, you will not receive your graduation materials until after you have met those requirements. So just so you know. So we are actually going to be having cap and gown. There's going to be cap and gown distribution for in-person students. Those will be held during the study skills period on May the 24th and May the 26th. We're going to go into the details of that in just a moment, but that's for our in-person students. And then for our virtual students, we're going to do the distribution on May the 24th from 12 to 4. So if you're an in-person student, you don't need to make any extra arrangements to pick up your cap and gown because we're doing it during the school day. But if you are a virtual student, you will pick up your cap and gown and your tickets and your yearbook on the May the 24th from between the hours of 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. So Ms. Beaumont is going to go over the process for the in-person cap and gown distribution.
Hi, everyone. My name is Tiffany Beaumont. I am the assistant principal for the 12th grade. For the in-person students, they will receive their cap and gown on their A day. So on the 24th for group A and on the 26th for group B. What will happen on those days? You will come to school, you will report to your first period class, followed by study skills. after study skills or during study skills, that is when you will turn in your Chromebooks, you will get your cap and gown, you will get your tickets, and you will get your yearbook if they are there by that date. We are going to send out a permission slip so that if you would like for your student to leave school after they receive their cap and gowns, they are allowed to leave school on that day. And I'm talking for in-person students. So if your in-person student comes to school on Monday, Tuesday, then they will receive their cap and gown on Monday. If your student is in group B, who attends usually on Thursday, Friday, but that week they will attend on Wednesday, Thursday, they will receive all of their materials on Wednesday. Like Ms. Poor said, if you ordered a cap and gown on or after May 3rd, you will pick up your cap and gown at Balfour. But you will still need to make sure you turn in your Chromebook, your ROTC uniforms, anything that you have at home that belongs to the school, you will need to make sure that you turn it in on either Monday, if you're in the first group of students that come to school, or on Wednesday, if you're in the second group that comes to school. So regardless, which I think we'll go over that when we talk about practice, but if you come on Monday, Tuesday, everything's due on Monday. If you come the end of the week, everything's due on Wednesday of that week.
And if you have to pick, she had said, if you pick up your cap and gown at Balfour, you still want to bring all your stuff, because that's also when you're going to get your graduation ticket. So even if you're picking up your cap and gown from Balfour themselves, you'll need to get your graduation tickets from us, and then your yearbook. For
there was a question
virtuals,
about the mid-year graduates.
yes.
So for the mid-year graduates, you will pick up during the virtual time. So it is from 12 to 4 on that Monday.
So for the virtual students, like Ms. Beaumont said, Monday, May the 24th between 12 and 4, you'll come to the front entrance of the school. You'll return your Chromebook, uniform, instrument, whatever you need to return, and you'll receive your graduation material. So you'll receive your cap and gown, your tickets, and your yearbook. Again, if you ordered your cap and gown and it has to be picked up at Balfour, you still want to come during those times, May 24th from 12 to 4 p.m. because you need to get your graduation tickets. There was a question in the chat about can someone else pick up your graduation materials for you? Yes, you can have someone else pick them up, but it would be helpful if you could, write that person an email or shoot them a text or something that they can show us when they come that says, Boney's the one who asked about that. So like Boney gives permission for so-and-so to pick up my cap and gown. So that way we're not just anybody's not just coming up saying like, oh, here, I'm here to pick up, so-and-so's cap and gown. In the event that you are unable to attend those cap and gown distribution dates, there will be a makeup cap and gown pickup Tuesday, May the 25th between 4 and 6 p.m. Okay. That is for anyone. So if you are out of school, like if you miss school on the Monday that you're supposed to do cap and gown pickup, you can come on that Tuesday, May the 25th. Or if you can't make it during the virtual time, if you're a virtual student, then you'll come on May the 25th. We ask that if you are not able to come at your scheduled time, please come on the 25th. Please do not come to a different student because we're going to have everything separated out. So please do not come. If you are an in-person student, please do not come during the virtual student pickup. Okay, if you can't make it on your day, please do it on the May the 25th between 4 and 6 p.m. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of questions in the chat, so I'm going to pause on talking and just seeing. Mariah, if you can't make either of those dates, you're going to have somebody pick it up for you. Okay, so to answer, let's see, I gotta go way back here. Did you already talk about decorating caps? Because the answer is no, we cannot decorate our caps. That's a JCPS rule. It's not a central rule. I don't have the explanation for why. If anybody on here does have an explanation for why, they're, please share, but that's a JCPS policy, so it's not us. Let's see, Miss Beaumont, the class shirts, is that something that they can pick up at Cap and Gown?
Yes, we'll have those at Cap and Gown also. I mean, if you're in the area, you can always feel free to stop by school and get it if you have not picked it up yet.
The information, yes, it will be put on Google Classroom. So yeah, we will have all of that. Early graduates will need to come to graduation practice. We are going to get into the details of graduation practice. I think that's our next. But yes, early graduates need to attend graduation practice as well. And did someone already answer the question about cords? Okay. And then if you can't make either of the dates, you got to arrange for someone to come pick it up. We've already talked about the class shirt. If you did not order your cap and gown on time, we'll talk about, let's talk about that on maybe a case-by-case basis, because we'll have to see what we can do about that. Let's see, senior dues, we are not collecting senior dues. So you do not owe any money for senior dues. You did not have to order a yearbook, no. Does not matter what you wear under your cap and gown, that is correct. We haven't talked about practice yet, Leah. Purchase cords, you may not, well, you can purchase cords if you want, but you're not only permitted to wear the cords that are provided by Central to graduation. So I can't stop you from buying anything or doing anything that you want to have for your own self, but as far as graduation, you can only wear the sashes or cords that are provided by Central. Ms. Beaumont, did you answer the question about the cords?
So we are in the process of ordering your cords. I know that the goal is for us to have them when you get your cap and gown. If not, you will have them by graduation. Can you wear heels on the field? I mean, that's up to you, but you got to remember it's on grass.
Okay, so we're gonna go, we're gonna move on and start talking about graduation and graduation practice. So by now, most of you probably already know that the graduation is May 28th. It's at the Central Football Stadium. So due to the COVID-19, we have to have two separate graduation ceremonies. So students with the last names beginning with A through K will have graduation at 11 a.m. on the 28th, and students with the last names beginning with L through Z will have graduation at 2 p.m. on the 28th. Now, there are some in-person students who come in person on a day that's different from what from the alphabet. Like, so we have some students whose names are at the end of the alphabet that are coming on Monday, Tuesday, with the first part of the alphabet group. But for graduation purposes, you are participating in the graduation of your last name. regardless of what day you've come to in-person school. Now, if you are someone who is, like I don't even know if he's on here, but I'm gonna use Yi as an example because I know that he comes on Monday, Tuesday, but his last name is at the end of the alphabet. So Yi will still come to school on his normal Monday, and he'll pick up his stuff on Monday with the rest of the in-person students that he attends with every Monday and Tuesday. But when it comes to graduation practice, he's going to go to the graduation practice for the ones at the end of the alphabet because that's the graduation that he will participate in. Okay. So doesn't matter what day you come to in-person school, your graduation is based on what your last name is. Okay. If you are on student council, if you're the valedictorian, or if you are, or the person that's singing the national anthem, you will need to plan to attend both ceremonies, which I'm pretty sure you all already knew that if you're in that category. All right, so Ms. Beaumont is going to talk about the graduation practice.
For graduation practice, you are going to practice, like she just said, with who you're going to walk in graduation with. So if your last name begins with A through K, then you are going to practice on May 25th. We will have practice at 9 a.m. It will conclude by 11 a.m. We will also send home a permission slip for you to be able to leave at 11 a.m. if that's something that you would like to do. If not, then you'll have to come back to school and go to your classes. On May 27th, if your last name begins with L through Z, you will have your graduation practice. Okay, once again, it will start at 9 a.m. It will conclude at 11 a.m. You will report directly to the stadium on those days. So we will meet at the stadium at 9 a.m. on the 25th for A through K and on the 27th for L through Z. Cap and gowns will not be distributed during practice just because we would have to bring it all over and everything like that. So you need to make sure that you need to pick up the cap and gown at one of the times that we provided you with before. On graduation day, you will need to arrive at the stadium at the back gate. So graduates will come into the back gate of the stadium 45 minutes before the start time. We will line up under the bleachers. So under the home side bleachers is where we're going to line up. So you need to make sure that you arrive. And when I say arrive, I don't mean parking. You need to be coming in the gate 45 minutes, ready to line up 45 minutes before the start time. So that'd be 10:15, and that would be 1:15. Do not be late. We have to get you lined up. From there, parents, you will come in on the regular ticket gate at the stadium. There will be 2 entrances for parents. So it will be on both sides of the scoreboard. You will be able to come in to the graduation. We will collect tickets at the gate there. Ms. Pitts is going to talk more about the guests and attendees here in a little bit. On graduation day, we are going to have cap and gown pictures. So Leonard Bullware with Starlight Photos will take cap and gown pictures as students exit the stage on graduation day. He will have those for purchase. We usually have these pictures beforehand, but because of COVID-19 and not being able to share the cap and gowns that we usually share, the only way that we thought that we'd be able to do this is to have them individually on graduation day for you to order. So he will be taking those as your student exits the stage for you all to order. Diplomas are given out at the end of graduation. So if we have gotten back the Chromebooks and ROTC uniforms and things like that, once we have those back, your graduate will receive their diploma at graduation. Next, Ms. Pitts is going to talk about guests and attendees.
Hello, guys. I see that there are some questions in the chat. Also, Tiffany, did you want to address those while I pull up my talking points?
Yes, I will address those. Let's see. Oh, wow. All right. Do we get cords for being a National Honor Society? The National Honor Society list was on the list that I have seen so far. I do not have a guaranteed answer, but they have always ordered cords for National Honor Society. Can we not wear a different stole? The stole that comes with the cap and gown is the one that everyone will have alike, and that's the one that you need to wear. Are we allowed to stay in the stadium for both graduations? The only way you can stay in the stadium for both graduations is if you have a ticket, if someone from the other graduation has given you a ticket.
Okay, I think I'm ready to go.
I'm sorry, if we're in Upward Bound, can we wear Upward Bound stole? I think, yes, you can wear your additional stole. Does someone need to be authorized to pick up your cap and gown? Mariah, if you send us an email in writing and telling us who's coming, then we will get that taken care of. Can students take pictures together before and after graduation? We will need to make sure that we are following safety guidelines, and Pitts is going to go over some of those. If we're virtual, do we need the permission slip to leave? No. Ms. Pitts is going to go over tickets or about younger kids. Go ahead, Ms. Pitts.
Okay. All right. I just want to make sure we are all caught up. So when it comes to spectators and guests, like Tiffany had said earlier, you all will come in through a separate entrance from the graduate. So if you are dropping off a graduate and you want to drop them off closest to their gate, so that if they do have heels on, know that you are going to drop them off and close to the back alley between the stadium and the liquor store that backs up to the stadium. They will walk down that alley and line up there, but that is not where you are going to enter. So if you're dropping them off there, great, you can drop them off there, circle the block, park, whatever. You're just going to walk down all the way to Muhammad Ali and enter through the front. And that's where we're going to be taking the tickets, and we're going to be making sure that people are following the guidance, have their masks, etc. Okay. We do ask that you do not bring anything that can obstruct the view from someone else in the stadium behind you. So no umbrellas, please, or anything like that. Anything big that can, no big umbrellas and stuff that could just block the view. Now, when it comes to ticketing, all spectators need to have a ticket. That does include children. We would probably say all children that are walking that do not need to, not babies, but children, they do take a seat. If they take a seat and they are going to be a body in the stadium, because of the compliance and the guidance, and we're trying to stay in accordance to that, we need to make sure that we have accurate numbers of who all is attending. So that does mean that we are pretty strict on that. If we make an exception for one, we would have to make an exception for everyone, and then we would be over attendance compliance. Now, just so that I don't miss anything, yes, everyone is expected to wear a mask, even though it is outdoors. I know that there have been a lot of changes recently with the local, guidance and stuff. So we would just recommend that you still wear a mask, although it is outside. Immediate family members are going to be allowed to sit together. We are not marking the bleachers very specifically where people have to sit 6 feet apart. If you are with your family, I know that people have extended families and maybe have a couple different people that are graduating at the same time. We just ask that different families maintain appropriate social distance from other families that are not within your immediate family or your household. So I think that may be everything. But yeah, I think that's all that I have for all guests in attendance specifications. And as far as parking, we have gotten permission to use the parking lot over at I think it's Joshua Tabernacle. So there will be extra parking available at the church right next to the stadium.
So there's a lot of questions. There's a lot of questions, or there are some questions in the chat of things that we've gone over already. So I don't want to take up too much time rehashing stuff we've already talked about, but just know that this meeting was recorded, so we will be providing you with the recording. And we also have all of this written out on a document that we are going to be sending out and posting for students. So posting in the Google Classroom for students. So if people would like to stick around and ask some more questions, then you're free to do that. I can hang around for another few minutes, but that's all the new information we had to share. So if some people missed some stuff and are wanting to ask questions, feel free to do that. But otherwise, we've gone over everything new that we had to share, and we just thank you guys for coming, and we look forward to seeing you guys at graduation.
Ms. Poor, I have a question. My daughter's in quite a few different clubs: Beta Club, National Honor Society, HOSA, etc. How do we know what groups are expected to receive cords?
So Dr. King is the one who orders all of the cords, so she would have like a comprehensive list, and I can see if we can get a hold of that and maybe post that with the with this information that I'm going to be putting out. But as Ms. Beaumont had put in the chat at one point, we don't have access, we personally don't know necessarily what everybody receives cords for. So your best bet is to check with the sponsors and teachers to see. But if we can get a comprehensive list, we'll be willing to provide that.
Great, thank you.
Sure. Anyone else have any questions? If you want, at this time, if you want to unmute and ask, that is fine, because that seemed to work out okay.
What about our senior week?
What about your what?
Senior week.
Well, unfortunately, we are not able to have the senior week activities. That was not a decision that was made by us. So unfortunately, we're just not able to do that based on the guidance that we received from the district.
Miss Poor, I got a question.
Okay.
So, y'all said that we have to wear a mask. So when they're taking our pictures, when we get off the stage, we gotta with that mask on?
No, you do not have to wear a mask.
Okay.
What if we can't make it to graduation practice?
So I'm gonna let Ms. Beaumont answer that one.
Who said that?
Me?
Oh, hey, Bonnie. Email me, please.
So what if I haven't ordered I haven't ordered my cap and gown, so what does that mean? It's not gonna come in time, so what, I can't get a cap and gown when I graduate?
So I missed the part about when virtual students get to pick up their cap and gown.
Hang on just a minute. let's let Ms. Beaumont answer this question about the cap and gown real quick, okay?
So you have to have a cap and gown to be able to walk. If I were you, I would call Balfour tomorrow to check to see if sometimes they order extra, but I would call tomorrow.
Excuse me, she said she wouldn't have a cap and gown. Could she use somebody else's? Could we Lysol whatever and she used somebody else's? Because I don't want somebody to not walk because they didn't have a cap and gown.
So we can't say yes to that question, but if you're wearing a cap and gown on graduation day, you're gonna walk. So take that for what you will. Hopefully you all are understand what I'm saying there. And somebody was asking a question about, I didn't even hear it, about something about virtual.
Yeah, I was having technical difficulties. I can't hear you all. And I said I don't know when to pick up for virtual.
The pickup for virtual is on Monday, May 24th between 12 and 4 p.m. Does anybody else have any other
Thank you.
question? You're welcome.
I have a question. I have someone that could possibly be, she can't walk the distance. So am I able to drop her off at the front and then park somewhere else? I'm just not sure how that's set up.
Yeah, you could do that. You would
still on here? Pitts?
I don't know.
Okay, go ahead, Poor. Sorry.
Well, I was going to say you could do that. You would just want to make sure that you gave that person their ticket so that, they could enter the gates, without you there. And then, you could meet them after you park the car. That wouldn't be a problem. So any plans that you seniors are making, can we do that not in the chat of this meeting? And you all can, whatever you all want to, whatever y'all do on your own time is your own time. But for this meeting, let's not plan that stuff in this chat, if you don't mind.
Ms. Poor, if there are any students who need help with cap and gown, I can sponsor too, if Belfar would allow that. I don't know how to coordinate that, but I don't want to have any student not be able to walk because they don't have a cap and gown.
And this is Kennedy's mom. Same here. I don't want a student to not have a cap and gown. So if there's anything I can do to help, I want to help too.
Thank you all so much. Is Jasmine on here? Jasmine, are you on here at all?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So the student council has an Instagram account that they run. And so that might be something, not to volunteer you, Jasmine, but like that might be something that you all could maybe run through the Instagram account. Under different circumstances, we would definitely be trying to facilitate all this, but we have to be careful with sharing of caps and gowns and stuff like that. Like we just have to be cautious that that is something that is, done on one's own time, if that makes any sense. But I think that's awesome that everybody is wanting to chip in and help each other out. And so if you wouldn't mind maybe going through Jasmine and going through maybe the Instagram page, would that work out, Jasmine?
Yeah, so.
And thank you to everyone who has offered to help out other students. We really appreciate that.
Jasmine, can you please send me the Instagram page name and how to get in touch with you? My name should show up as Juanita George. I'll be glad to help out. In fact, I have 2 students covered if they need assistance.
You want to put it in the chat, Jasmine?
Yeah, that's what I'm about to do right now.
So I'll be honest, I can't keep up with the chat. So if you have asked a question in the chat in the past couple of minutes, I have not seen it or read it. So if you have a question, you might want to just unmute and let us know and we can answer.
Hi, will there be a virtual link for family members at home?
Yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. That was something that we meant to talk about. Yes, it will be live streamed for family members and friends and loved ones who are unable to attend.
So the caps and gowns that are already ordered, are they going straight to the school?
Yes, if you ordered it before May the 3rd, then it will come directly to the school. The ones ordered after May the 3rd might be here in time. Balfour is going to let us know. And if you may have to pick it up at Balfour if you ordered it after May the 3rd.
Okay.
But we will let anybody who's going to need to pick theirs up at Balfour, we will let those students know that their cap and gown is at Balfour or will need to be picked up at Balfour. They're hoping that all of the caps and gowns will just be able to be delivered to Central in time so that people don't have to go to Balfour as well. But the later orders, they said they weren't 100% sure if they'd be there. Be to us.
So when do they get they pick up their cap and gowns from you all at Central?
So that depends on whether they're in person or virtual. So in-person students are going to be on Monday, May the 24th. If you're in the group that comes in person on Mondays and Tuesdays, you will pick it up on Monday, May the 24th during school. Virtual students will pick theirs up that same day, Monday the 24th, between 12 and 4 p.m. In-person students that come on Thursday, Friday will pick theirs up during school on May the 26th. And then if you're unable to make it to your schedule, if your student's unable to get at their scheduled date, the makeup time to pick them up is Tuesday, May the 25th, between 4 and 6 p.m. And all of this will be sent out.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
I got a
Hey,
question.
Miss Poor.
Dang, can I go first?
Hi.
Yeah. Okay, so you know how you said the first practice is on the 25th, right? May 25th?
Yeah, that is correct.
Okay, so if I can't make it to the pick my stuff up on Monday, can I get my stuff at the practice?
No, we're not distributing anything at the practice.
Okay. All right.
You would have to come on the makeup day, just because we can't drag all of that stuff to the stadium and try to do practice and try to keep up with who's returned what and whatever. So we're only able to do that at the school.
So, Miss Poor, how are we sitting on the field? Like, are we going to be 6 feet apart or close together?
That's a Beaumont question.
That is correct. You are going to be spaced out. Just depends on the guideline that they give us on that at that time, but you will be spaced out on the field. You're going to be facing the scoreboard, and that's where the stage will be.
Okay.
So it will be set up very similar to how you're usually seated in Broadbent Arena, where the parents are like on the sides and we're in the middle of the field.
Okay, thank you.
So
this is Nia Carter. I may have missed it, but when can early graduates go and pick up their cap and gown? Because I heard you just say like in person and virtual. Kids, when can we go and pick up our cap and gown?
During the virtual time.
Okay.
So 12 to 4 on one day or the makeup time on the other day.
Okay.
And I'll put that on the before I send this out to everybody, I'll make sure I specify that.
Okay, thank you.
Excuse me, Mrs. Beaumont. This is Deshaun Williams' father.
Yes.
You said the practice is on the 25th from 12 to 4. Is that what you guys were saying?
Sorry, I was muted. Deshaun's practice will not be on the 20. His practice is on the 27th.
The 27th?
Yes.
Okay.
From about 9 to 11.
27, 9 to 11.
That is correct.
And his cap and gown pickup will be the 26th for the in-school kids?
That is correct. So if he's in school, he'll get his cap and gown during study skills on the 26th.
Okay. Now the practice location, because I kind of just jumped in on here.
That's okay. The practice location is at the stadium.
At the stadium, Louisville Stadium? Okay.
At Central Stadium.
Okay.
And also, I'm not sure if we said this or not.
Thank you.
But the day of practice, graduation practice, whether you're virtual or in person, you do not report to Central that day. So if you're an in-person student, you would not come to Central at 7:40 as you normally do on a school day. You will just go straight to the stadium at 9 o'clock.
Thank you, Ms. Beaumont. Thank you, Ms. Poor.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. Does anyone else have any questions? Like Ms. Poor said, we will send all of this information out to everyone.
Is there an inclement weather plan?
So the rain date, the makeup date is June 1st for makeup.
Unfortunately, if it does rain on the practice days, they're just going to need to bring an umbrella and we're going to have to press on because we don't have any other, we don't have rain dates for practice, just for the ceremonies ceremonies. But I'm hoping it's going to be a beautiful spring week in Louisville, Kentucky. So fingers crossed.
What time was the actual graduation?
The first ceremony is at 11 for students' last names A through K. The second ceremony is at 2 for students' last names L through Z.
I have a question, Ms. Beaumont. For students, since they're so far spaced out on the football field, and parents will probably be on both sides, will there be like a screen of some sort that we can actually see the children up close when they get their diploma? Or how do we know like what side is best to sit on to get somewhat of a picture?
I would say that would be up to your student. Once they go to practice, they'll know which side that they're going to be sitting on. And that would be the best way. We do not have a screen at our stadium. But like I said, it will be recorded on the YouTube channel. And so hopefully, that will be a forever recording that you all will be able to have. But so for the student, they just probably need to tell you which side of the field they're going to be on.
If you don't have your cap and gown, can you like go to the practice?
Go ahead, Beaumont.
Oh.
Sorry.
I guess it just depends on if you get it ordered and if you're going to be able to have it for the graduation.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you guys again for your time, and we are really excited for graduation. We know it's been a very unique and frustrating at times school year, but you know, we've made it somehow, some way. We've made it, and we are very excited to celebrate your students, and we look forward to seeing all of you there. And be looking for an email in the next couple of days. We'll send all of this out, the recording of the meeting, as well as all of the information that we covered will also be sent out. So be looking for that in the next couple of days, and we will see you soon.
Okay, hello. Quick question, ma'am.
Yeah.
What color are the cap and gowns?
They are black for everyone except for the class officers have a white cap and gown.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, you guys have a good night. We'll see you soon. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you for your time.
Bye-bye.
Do you know how to end it and stop the recording?
No, but I mean, mine says pause or stop recording. Am I?
Mine to say I'm still recording.